few days ago, Myron Gaines decided to weigh in on the Corey Holcomb, Anton Daniels situation. And of course, he was disrespectful as F. He pretty much dissed Corey Holcomb, said that he was emotional, saying that he was a black liberal, a black apologist, everything underneath the sun. I mean, in typical Myron fashion. And this is interesting language coming from a guy like Myron, who was basically criticizing Corey Holcomb for not holding black people accountable. Now, here's what's interesting. If Corey Holcomb would talk to Myron Gaines, he would confront Myron with the same energy that he would confront Anton Daniels with. And intellectually, what he would say is, you talk down on black people, but you don't hold white conservatives or white people accountable at all. Now again, Myron got all the smoke for the blacks, but none for the whites. And I want to prove today that Corey Holcomb is going to be made true by what we're going to reveal in this podcast. In 2022, Nick Fuentes was literally on his last leg. Nobody would touch him. He couldn't get onto anybody's podcast. He was there in serious trouble. Like, he had like a ban where I don't think he could have left the United States. He couldn't get a federal bank account. I mean, he was just completely
couldn't get
out
a
of
bank
whack.
account.
And there were some people who would reach out to help him.
Very
there was
firm.
Just Pearly Things, and there was Sneeko. But the person that helped out Nick Fuentes the most was Myron from Fresh and Fit.
Probably
Nick
was.
Fuentes is a white supremacist, and he's anti-Semitic, all right? And at this particular time, Fresh and Fit were on top, literally. They were on top of the world. They had their monetization. They had everything literally to lose, and Nick Fuentes was down at the bottom. But what happened?
What happened?
They brought Nick Fuentes onto their podcast. Nick Fuentes and many others like just Pearly Things helped Nick Fuentes get platformed. So much so that they introduced him to a larger audience. Not only did they introduce him to a larger audience, even the New York Times talked about Nick Fuentes, saying that he's a problem for the right. And this made Nick Fuentes eventually a lot of money. Recently, there's talks that Nick Fuentes is about to get a deal in gold. That's right, not in cash, but in gold. So when Nick Fuentes was basically trying to come up, nobody would touch him. Patrick Bet-David wouldn't touch him. Candace Owens wouldn't touch him. And so all of his fans would go into these popular, people on the conservative right and ask, like, when are you going to bring Nick Fuentes on? When are you going to bring Nick Fuentes on? That's exactly what you kept hearing. And then Nick Fuentes would get an interview with Candace Owens as he rose up to the ranks, and he would also get one with Patrick Bet-David. He would also get one with Patrick Bet-David. But look at what he's going to say.
These other people, they've got employees, they've got a business. It's risky to have me on their show. As you know, it's a real risk. And credit where it's due. Think about all the people that have platformed me over the years before this stuff was popular. I think about people like Myron, Sneeko, Pearl, and there's so many, but I think about those three in particular because they all had me on their show in 2022, 2023, really right before all this stuff became mainstream. And they got shot out of the sky, every single one of them. They got in right before it became mainstream, literally right before the censorship let up, right before it became popular. And so it's all, in a way, it's sort of like tragic. It's like Pearl, her whole company blew up. Myron got demonetized.
So he literally is admitting that Myron, all these guys helped him and they lost out because they helped Nick Fuentes.
It's tragic.
But then there became an issue.
That to Myron. I told Myron, I said, I don't like that you hang with people that are talking shit about my family and he knows how I feel about that. And I told him, like, it's hard for me to work with you if that's going to be the case, And I'm not trying to say, anyone that has a problem with me, but it's like, these are people that go after my family. These are people that go after my family. They go after me physically. And I go, yeah, it's hard for me to actually work with you if that's going to be the case. So,
Yeah, because we know you don't want no
I made
smoke.
that clear to Myron, and so that's just how it has to be, I guess. And here's why. And I don't want some big drama. I like Myron. Myron's a good guy, smart guy, everything like that. But I know a real friend is not going to hang. If you're really my friend, you're not going to hang with somebody that's attacking my family.
You see, Myron has this Jewish manager that, for whatever reason, does not get along with Nick Fuentes. And so Nick Fuentes was saying that, listen, I know that you helped me. I know you've done everything for me, but the situation is this. If you keep allowing your manager to do everything, then you know what? I can't do anything for you. Like, you can't be my friend. And this is interesting because, when Nick Fuentes almost got assassinated, it was Myron defending him. Myron has defended Nick Fuentes. He's been so loyal to him. And then Nick Fuentes is saying that, hey, this is the issue that we have. And now Nick Fuentes is getting all kind of opportunities and all kind of money. And Myron is not able to monetize in the alt-right like that, simply because, number one, Nick Fuentes is white and Myron is non-white, and Myron can't grow at the same level as Nick Fuentes, and Myron sacrificed his career to help Nick Fuentes grow. And then now people started to realize it.
Chatted Monday, and you kind of just ignored it. Admit Nick's engagement versus Mux on X is weird. Used to do Fed work, and Nick has only been with mainstream people while avoiding your writings on the wall.
Now the audience is saying, listen, man, Nick Fuentes is avoiding you. Nick Fuentes is avoiding you, bro. And he's going on with all these other people in the mainstream.
That's what they do in this industry. I mean, he explained it. He said he got people around him that's coming for his family or whatever, saying, talking crazy. I don't know the full extent to that, but man, I be telling y'all, bro, this industry is fake, bro. It's wishy-washy. Everybody, niggas wouldn't fuck with you if you didn't have no motion, if you didn't have no views, if you wasn't viral. Niggas would not fuck with you. Niggas would not collab with you. None of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff is fake. We don't know each other. We're from different places. We're from different states. We're from different towns. We're from different area codes, zip codes, whatever the hell. We didn't go to school together. We didn't grow up together. We don't know each other, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it, bro. Everybody's fake. Everybody's wishy-washy. This is for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because in the moment, it's working, And once it don't work no more, boom. On to the next. There's no loyalty in this shit, bro. Man.
And he's going on with all these other people in the mainstream, and he doesn't even talk to you anymore. And then this happened.
Me and Nick aren't talking right now. Okay, guys?
Like that's your bitch or something.
Had a disagreement. We said some words to each other. It is what it is.
So now Myron is describing the problem that he has with Nick Fuentes. Now this is interesting. Myron is saying that him and Nick Fuentes had words behind the scenes. But look at how much class Myron can use when it comes to Nick Fuentes. He can settle his differences with Nick Fuentes in a respectable manner. He cannot throw shots at Nick Fuentes. He cannot be upset with Nick Fuentes or publicly
like Nick Fuentes did anything to help him, though.
Fuentes, even though he has issues with him. And there's this other guy by the name of Clavicular, where Clavicular has a relationship with Nick Fuentes and Myron. And so what you're seeing is that Nick Fuentes and Myron happen to be in the same place, and they still don't get along, but they briefly give each other a hug, and they just continue on doing whatever they're doing. Now this is interesting because
it's that fake shit, man. That's that fake shit. I don't like that shit, bro. I don't like to be around people that is friends of friends, and we only talk whenever I'm around this nigga, bro. Like I really don't fuck with that type of shit, bro. And I still indulge in that behavior with one person because it's my real day one homie. Anyone else that come around that nigga, bro, is not as day one as me though, bro. You know what I'm saying, nigga? We've been knowing each other since 5 years old, bro. We've been going to each other's house since 5 years old. Anybody else that come around this nigga and is a friend of a friend to me, they ain't been around like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only one person that I accept that shit with, and I'm careful on what I do. You know what I'm saying, and how I move in those type of situations. It's not every time I come around. It's always other niggas around that I would only see or talk to if I'm around this nigga. It's not always like that every time, but there is those occasions. You know what I'm saying, and I'm selective with it. You know what I'm saying. On New Year's, I could have popped out with bro. You know what I'm saying? He was with a nigga. I'm like, he told me he was with a nigga that I ain't heard of, seen of since fucking high school. I'm like, man, I don't. And we had a problem back in the day, and he didn't have no problem with you though, but he had the problem with me though, on some goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? And nigga was pillow talking on the phone to a bitch, nigga, and we caught his ass, nigga. And yeah, and I'm just like, nah, bro, I ain't even. And then he hit me like, I ain't even. He said we gonna be here at 10 o'clock. This, that, and the third. I ain't even text bro back, and then I can't see them. Kicked it with bro on our lonely. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, I like how you just been dodging. I'm like, bro, you said this nigga name, and I was like, yeah, I can't even do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't even do it, bro. That's that fake shit, man. I can't participate, bro. I don't like that shit, bro.
And so
look at how he hugging this man. Why is two grown men hugging like this, bro?
what you're seeing is that Nick Fuentes and Myron happen to be in the same place, and they still don't get along, but they briefly give each other a hug, and they just continue on doing whatever they're doing.
Shit.
Now this is interesting because when it's the white racist conservative man who talks down on the community and all blacks in general, and this same white guy who you have helped with your platform, a guy that you brought, pretty much raised him from the dead, and you made him or helped him go mainstream, while at the same time your career is suffering, you can speak about him in a respectful way. But when it's the blacks who have not done anything but to help you, and I could talk about so many blacks that have helped Myron. I could talk about Kevin Samuels. I could talk about the legendary Solo TV 84, my big bro here on YouTube, who is the reason why Fresh and Fit even got together in the first place. And so we talk about people from the black community or the black manosphere, which is responsible for how Fresh and Fit even got, to who they were. And then you can disrespect those blacks all day. Kevin Samuels helped put Fresh and Fit on, helped them reach a wider audience. And then now you got a lot of respect for this white man who is a racist, who basically has turned his back on you after you've helped him. You have found a way to be respectful to this white man. And again,
never trust a man that put his phone in his back pocket, bro.
To be
I can't even see.
Be respectful.
The nigga got his phone in his back pocket,
to this white man. And again, it just goes to show you how they treat these white people that don't like them, that dislike them, and you'll hold the black community accountable all day. But this white man who goes around saying the N-word, this white man going around disrespecting blacks, and he's done it even in the studio with Fresh and Fit, calling a black woman the N-word. Now you two fall out, okay? It just goes to show you that kissing white supremacists don't go anywhere, because eventually they fall out with you. And then you want to talk about apologizing for the black community and doing X, Y, and Z. Well, I'm going to tell you how much you've apologized. You've lost everything for the most part dealing with this guy. You've lost everything that you've had dealing with this dude. All right. This dude has gained everything from you and still don't want to deal with your ass at all. And then you got the nerve to come out and disrespect Corey Holcomb. You got the nerve to come out and disrespect Tariq Nasheed. You tell me, when has Tariq or have Corey Holcomb lost anything by dealing with people who disrespect them? The only person that is silly enough to do that is you. You don't even realize, bruh, that they don't even need you no more.
Nope.
And see, you're trying to be useful to a system that don't need you. Let's look at this again. Look at this link here. Nick Fuentes on the New York Times, okay? The magazine. Myron, your ass has never been there, okay? When he goes out there and he gets interviewed by all these big time people, he's not talking about you. He doesn't mention you. He doesn't discuss you. All right. This gold deal, he can never call you and say, hey, bro, I know you did a lot for me. Here is $500,000. I know you lost your platform dealing with me. So this is what I want to give you. He ain't thinking about your ass. He don't think about that. All right. He don't look at you like that, bro. And you're the one who is not even intelligent enough to know that you've been used. But you go and you talk about people such as Corey Holcomb, Tariq Nasheed, people like that who are Dr. Umar. And Dr. Umar has a lot of problems. But the one thing that they have done is they have stayed loyal to the communities. You're staying loyal to a community that don't even appreciate you.
Don't even accept you.
Silly. For example, you go around and talk about the black unaccountability all day long. You talk about that. And yes, we do have unaccountability in the community. But when you want to talk about white racism, unfair treatment, we see you getting treated unfair. We see them talking about you, talking about how if they got control of the world, your ass will go back to Sudan even after helping them. All right. But you don't want to call them out for that. You don't want to call them out for unfair treatment. The unfair treatment of how Walter got kicked out of AmFest. He was crying racism. See, when things like that happen, you don't want to talk about it. And that's simply what people have been discussing. You have also been a victim of these same exact things. And obviously, when it all is said and done, nobody paid a bigger price for dealing with white supremacy head on than you. Okay? Yep. You could talk down on Corey or anybody else all day long for complaining about white supremacy. You got in bed with white supremacy, got your cheeks clapped, and they didn't even kiss you. You knew how white people felt about dealing with blacks. You got in there and tried to work with them anyway. They used you, okay? They used your platform. You lost your platform. They got bigger than you because of your help, and they won't even help you up. Now, if that's the cost I got to pay to deal with white people, guess what? I don't want it.
I don't want it, no.
You can have it. If I got to lose everything that I have built for myself and my investment to help somebody else who want it.
Myron wants it because he thinks it makes him more real.
Invest in themselves.
The reason why he's demonetized is because he calls people the N-word, the ER. And he still continues to do it, bro. You're not gonna get monetized like that, bro. They give you a chance to appeal, reapply for monetization. You have to delete videos. I haven't been demonetized in a long time though. And I know why it was, because I was finessing this bitch. I was finessing this motherfucker. But they give you a chance to reapply after you've been demonetized. After that, I don't know. I've always been reaccepted. But I'm sure you probably get the chance to keep reapplying. You have to tweak your channel. You have to change titles, change thumbnails, change videos. You have to delete videos or whatever the case so that you can be remonetized, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he continues to call people the ER. He keep doing that, he's never going to get monetized, bro. On the Fresh and Fit channel, at least. His main channel, or his Fed Reacts channel, or whatever the fuck, that may be monetized. I'm not sure.
Everything that I have built for myself and my investment to help somebody else who want to invest in themselves so they can raise up higher than me and not contribute to what I've done for them, then nobody black needs to be like you. It's a failing model. Because why? No white person will do that for black people. No Hispanic person will do that. Okay? Everybody who's smart will basically do something that benefits them. You're the only kind of person that doesn't do that. And so ultimately what you do is you prove somebody like Corey Holcomb right. You prove somebody like Tariq Nasheed right. You prove Dr. Umar right. You prove Dr. Boyce Watkins right. You prove to every black person that you should focus in on your community and developing for yourself and not trying to get the approval of other people, because other people do not appreciate you like your own people. You would be better off developing your own people, just like Nick Fuentes is better off trying to develop his people. But you're trying to get over there and show them how much you love them, and they not even paying your ass no attention. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy El Shady J.
Yeah, man, that's not a good strategy, bro, because you're not white, bro. You're not white, bro. You will never get the same level of acceptance. You can share the same values. You could feel how you feel about to a certain degree about black people, but you should never abandon black people, bro. And call them ERs and this, that, and the third, bro. Like, that's just insane, bro. You can take accountability for black folks and say how black folks can do better, bro. But you should never abandon your people like that, bro, because that other race, that white race, you know what I'm saying, is never going to accept you, bro. That's just the reality, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though, man. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at y'all on the next one, and I'm gone. TYP tonight.